That was that's
Yes.
prevention, and that's the other department. That's not this guy.
That was
Yeah, there's two different departments, right?
I just don't get that though. But how do you feel about that? How do you feel about
Child
that?
protection takes, they're the ones that can come into your house. If they don't, if they see there's something wrong, they can take your kids away. That's
Housing,
not
yeah.
prevention. But with our department, we don't do that.
Yeah, but housing sent you out here to check on the welfare of
Yeah, 'cause
the kids. Okay, but
That's all they said.
but housing also works for St. Paul. So how do you feel about the kids I told you about out there? You guys, did you get word to go check on
Well, I'll
them?
let her know that there's still people living out
No,
there.
not just people, kids.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking, because you're Children's Services, and I
Well,
have
I
to
didn't
ask
know
you
about
this.
that.
I have to ask you guys
just
come here.
now
Yeah,
told me. I never
yeah.
heard
Well,
that.
I figured you guys would know this first instead of me. You know.
No.
I just learned this from someone that came in and asked if they
Well,
can
I
get
didn't
water
know.
here.
Well, now
They
you're
asked to get
telling me.
water here, and then we allowed them. So we here at the building allow the people that are still out at St. Paul's to come get water here for their
I
toilets. So
But
you should,
they're-
your housing
but
should be
they're-
checking on those
they're
kids,
shutting
not our
down
kids.
They already shut down that building, and all the people were supposed to move out. That was my understanding. So I don't know. I didn't know there were still people living out there.
Wow,
I
there's
had no
22
idea.
people out there.
I had no idea.
Their power got shut off. They argued with the guy out there yesterday, and they just said they couldn't. And then I was like, oh, those poor kids.
Well, the ones that said to tear it down are the committee, and the committee are chief and council.
Well, they're sending to tear this place down for the past 3
That's
years.
what they're gonna do.
For the past 3 years, I said.
But they are gonna do it.
Well, whether they are not, they're
But
shutting the
I
water
forget,
off here on the
uh,
31st. That's not right,
I
because we're
forget
still here.
application.
My baby's just little. She's just tiny. My wife just had her just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, but that's what I was just told. I'm not here to take kids away or try and make you guys move out or anything. I'm just trying to find out how the kids are doing.
They're in school. They're in
And
school.
for you were always told that the children don't go to school.
My kids go.
His kids go to school. We witness that every day.
That's what the lady from
See, that's what they do to
North
us. I see, that's what they do to us. Every time they guys, why do you guys gotta treat us like that? I know it's just here particular. Us, I know, I kind of think you guys are here personally because of who we are. I think so, yeah, because I'm a black plum. My father's a black plum. This guy just got out of the system. I think you guys are just nitpicking us.
No, I'm not.
You guys are, because if you were guys really concerned about the children, you guys would go out to, you guys would go check
Okay, I'll
out
let them know.
St. Paul's. You guys wouldn't come to the Moses Lake Indian Hospital to say there's asbestos here. Do you smell asbestos? Do you smell mold? I smell a little bit of cat piss. But that's about it. There's nothing wrong with this building. This building just lacks bad management. If you can get that back to stand off,
Okay,
that would be
I'm
nice.
just following what I was told to do.
Well, I think you should be allowed to talk to us, and we should be able to opinion and speak to you guys as well, because this is the only opportunity we're ever going to get.
Well, go talk to housing.
Well,
I'm
we've
just
been,
telling
but
you.
they've been sending us to people like you for some odd reason.
We've sent emails, we've sent text messages, we've sent a majority of a lot of
We
things.
told them about the situation with the kids, because we have a lot of kids. We have 6 kids. Then they direct us in your direction.
I don't know.
And then now, well, see, now you don't know.
Like I don't.
I wish you knew. I wish you knew
don't
why you
have the
came today.
authority to come here and tell you guys, oh, I can place you guys here and there. But all of us told to come and check, and that's what I'm doing. That's all. I'm not here to upset you guys.
Well, that's what you do when you ask to enter our house. Of course, what's that? Who's not going to get upset
Well,
if you
I
come to
asked you.
enter
I
my
didn't
house?
barge in. Did
No,
I
yeah, you
barge in?
asked because nowadays you have to follow law.
Well,
And
I
if
did.
we
I
say no,
asked.
it means no, and you knew it was a no. But we're just asking you here with our problem here, because we're not going to be able to speak to you after you're gone. We're out of here till the 31st. That's what they're praying and hoping. But I just have to ask you guys, if you guys are here and you're concerned about the kids and the well-being of them, how come it's kind of odd and unusual that you're not checking out the St. Paul's building that you guys just shut down last week and the
I
power that
didn't
just went
shut
out
it
last
down.
night?
It wasn't
No, your committee.
I didn't shut
Your
it down.
committee. Can I correct myself?
Blood Tribe Housing was the one that did it.
Can I correct
didn't.
myself? Your
No,
guys'
no,
committee.
no,
Your
I
guys'
didn't.
committee agreed to shut it down.
No, it wasn't.
It did, because you guys have to get together, because there's kids that live there too. You guys have to all be together. You guys can't just treat us like that.
The only time we get involved if something happens to the child. That's all. But your workers are the Blood Tribe Social Development. They're supposed to come.
Well, I thought
in
you
and-
guys were a committee. You just told
They're
us that a
supposed
minute
to-
ago.
They're supposed to come in and talk to you guys, find out what you guys need, how to help you get into a place. That's what they were supposed to
We-
do, but obviously they
Yeah,
didn't.
we declined the house because of the plumbing. That now the person that got it is having issues with the plumbing. See, and that's why we just wanted to go around that problem. We didn't necessarily decline the help of Standoff. And we just kind of felt like it was odd. You're putting all of us former recoveries at that same building, right? In Standoff when we're not even from Standoff. You know, and yeah, if you don't have a vehicle, try to get your kids to school from Standoff. The bus said they had to do it at the first of the year or the beginning of this new semester, which we failed to. Because everything's been going all right, I guess, here in the Moses Lake area. So this building that lacks bad management, that's it. I hope that goes in today's report today. Whatever the date today is, I hope it goes in there and you go back and say that, okay, well, we got feedback, positive feedback from these guys that are there. And not to stir the pot.
I'm not
Because,
trying to do
yeah,
anything,
well,
no.
yeah, well, it's already stirred, so we're beyond that. So that's why I want you to go back and if you can put that in the report today and say you got some positive input,
let's
saying that
turn
we
it
need
over. Let's turn it
new
over to
management.
guys.
Yeah, we just need new
That's-
management, access to a rake, access to, the garbage bags. Those are expensive. You know? If we have access to that, then we can help the burden, and then I don't feel that we can't do that. We stay here. I know there's a lot of feuding going on, but it's just like any other place that's cramped up, we're friends the next day.
So there's other people living here too besides you guys?
There's a whole bunch. That's what's confusing us. Is why you came here today, just for me and Robin, and you didn't even talk about the other. This has kids right there. This has special needs kids.
No, I'm just saying, because I was just told there was only 4 people living here. 4
Oh, wow,
families.
that's what you're
what I
talking
was
about.
told.
Me,
That's what I'm
you,
saying is there's other people.
Melissa
living
and
here.
Robin. I mean, Melissa and more, or
Who are the
possibly
other
Braden.
people?
Braden, the one that his daughter's
I know,
mute. Yeah, his
I
daughter's
talked
mute.
to
Yeah,
Braden.
his
I
daughter's
already
mute.
talked to him.
We got this year. I think she's what you call that, brother? Yeah, she's autistic. Yeah, she's autistic. The one right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
younger one.
And then the younger
Oh,
one
yeah,
too as
yes.
well. Yeah, yeah. And why is housing just focusing on the 4 families, including mine, including Robin, including my wife?
But that's all we were
Why is it just
told.
us, and
I
then
didn't know there was
why is why is housing telling children's services to go check on these 4 families, eh? And then you didn't have to check out the whole building, and then you spun it off that you're here for the whole building.
If that lady's got adult children, you cannot get it.
No, no. I know. That's my niece, Leela. Yeah, that's my niece. She's 21. I'm not talking about. Yeah. No, she's autistic.
Okay.
There's
so- but-
younger kids there. I'm saying. I'm not gonna mention names. There's younger kids there that require special
that's what I was
needs,
told that-
and
that
we thought
was-
this was
that-
special needs housing,
Older
and then
lady was-
we're wondering why we at special needs housing because we came out of a car. We were sleeping in a car
Back in February.
in February, and we don't get assistance or help from anybody because sometimes my name gets popped up in the picture. I went to jail for selling drugs in 2017, and I dealt with addiction through 14, 15, 16, 17, and technically 18. But I got better, but since then, housing doesn't seem to want to let their whatever go.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know, that's like.
Well, that's the
their-
story because
their
that's how
policy.
we lost our house in Moses
Yeah.
Lake. That's how we lost our house in Moses Lake.
I think that's
And
what they were
then-
doing. They're getting rid of all the people that were doing drugs.
Yeah, but how come us recoveries?
I don't even do drugs.
It's really shocking to hear it come from you, especially down at the department. It's shocking to hear this because we start putting 2 together now. Now it's kind of making sense that you're here to check on these 4 families and not realize that this building's full of other families.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'll give that to you because they should have told you that if they were concerned about the children really, and rather not just our reputation and
No,
who we
it has
are.
nothing to do with that. It's just That's what they told me, just to come and see.
There's no security here. There's no security here. And I want this to go, if it goes into your report today, that there's no security here, that we have everybody from the shelter that has to leave the shelter at a certain hour, hey, before they clean up and do that, they come here. They come here, and the lock that they put on the door here was gone the first night, the very first night they put it on. That lock was knocked off, and now we have...
There are people sleeping on the
Yes, right here,
floor.
around the corner, right here.
Yeah.
This guy's been probably trying to grab his jacket here for a minute. They come in through here, and we have to open the doors too because of the cat gear in, hey? And like I said, it wouldn't be a problem if we had access to the cleaning supplies, but they said there's caretakers here. And the caretakers here don't seem to be wanting to take care of it. And then as tenants, we can't get access to it because, well, first off, we don't have enough money to get baggies. You know how many boxes? One box was just that front yesterday.
Yeah.
But we had to because it was looking ridiculous out there. And then all the caretakers do here is just look out the window at us.
And they don't pick up garbage.
Nothing. They don't do nothing here. That's where the problem is here. And that's the only problem we have here. Because since then, that what they caused for this, we have to get shut down here on the 31st. And then we find out that we get told through a letter from housing that they don't want to help us because they want us to look off in other communities because they can't have, or they don't have any housing at the moment.
Yeah.
2 days later, they send out a notice for 15 units, 3-bedroom units. So that's what I don't get. Why? And then they send people like you here to come do a welfare check.
Like me.
Yeah, you're a nice lady. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like saying people like you, you're a nice lady. And I don't like you jammed up like this.
No, I'm not joking.
Yeah, you know. But I want you to know that. And I want that to go in the report that there's no locks here. Both doors, there's 4, not technically, this door, downstairs, that door, down. So there's like 10 doors open here. There's constant traffic here.
Yeah, because when I walked in, there's a bunch of people coming.
Yes, yes, and then the caretakers, they rent out the rooms because they got master keys. They rent the rooms out daily to whoever they please, as long as they get money in return. And that's what we found housing to. That's what we found housing to, and we found housing. Can you guys at least tell these guys that not to do that because they allow the dealers come in? It's obvious. It's obvious.
It should be locked down. Like
Yeah,
at night.
and the reason why I can say that is because it's special needs.
Yeah.
That's why I say that, and I try my best to keep this clean for the women's shelter too, women wellness.
Yeah.
And I understand the situation there as well, and we're trying not to, like I said, a burden. You know, it's a burden with what's going on here, and I know they're tired of hearing what's going on there, but they keep hearing the negative.
I know.
And they don't keep talking about what's going on here, really.
Yeah.
Do we have a situation with mold? No, we don't. Do we have a problem with anything? No, we don't. We have a problem with bad management that need to allow. I don't have no authority to tell that guy that just came in. I don't have no authority to tell him that he can't come in.
Yeah, I know.
Because he asked me one time, who are you?
Oh,
Who are you to tell me that? And I didn't have an answer. I told him I'm a tenant here and I have kids here.
yeah.
But
And you guys are paying rent?
we pay rent through, we used to pay to them last month. Till
Yeah.
last night we found out the caretakers weren't landlords because they're posing as landlords when we first got here. So that's where our money was going
Who
to.
was the
Mo-
who are the kids?
Ronald Bullcalf and Melissa Prairie Chicken. And how they acquired the job was through chief and council, a council member. It had nothing to do with the committee. That's why the committee's all in limbo with what's going on here. Because housing there's no authority to tell the caretakers to leave because the councilman gave them the job and the keys.
Yeah,
And then we're here with my reputation. I used to be a drug dealer. Eric's a drug dealer. He's doing this at the building. Oh, no, it's not. It's the lady downstairs that's allowing them.
Yeah.
They're right here now as I can speak. But we can't do nothing about it because they legally said they paid rent to the caretakers. And that's the activity that's allowed here. And that's the activity that we're telling housing what's going on here. Housing doesn't care to be listened to us because they're like, oh no, Eric, you're that guy that lost the house already in Moses Lake. And then that's the reputation they should carry. And then my father as well, because they addressed me as a black plum.
Did you guys try go talking to like a child? We've been constantly.
Yes, that's why we're here, because of
We even put
Rampa.
in an email with Rampa, I believe.
Rampa told us to stay here.
To stay here.
Yeah, and then he
Because
got,
they were the ones that wanted this place shut down.
well, they're the ones that told us to stay here, and then the ones that they have problems, like Lori, the old man down there, they can't kick him out and remove him, because this was on that below 20 weather, when they allowed everybody to move in. And then these guys, they take care of the building. I'm not saying nothing bad about them. It's just that housing gets this bad image of, oh, well, there's a drunk they rent to downstairs. That's not true. Lori's not a drunk, you know? Lori carries that reputation that we seem to all be carrying.
Yeah.
Of we're pieces of shit or something.
Yeah, that's how we.
That's how we feel, because we're getting zero help. And
Yeah.
then housing, because the plumbing issue at the other house, which already they're having issues with, didn't want to hear us out and said, oh no, well, we can't have you guys because you declined that. And I was like, well, we declined it on legal basis, you know? I don't want my kids to be in a situation where we lose everything because of the flood. And that's what happened. So that's why I was telling my wife here, like, we're getting nothing, and this is the only time we're ever going to get a chance to talk to you.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm just gonna, I compiled all the information and I'll give it back to them. We're like,
It's bad management. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Bad management.
management.
Because we feel like us four families that they're talking about, they
Yeah.
told you about, we feel like we're wrecking it for everybody else in this building, because this place is filled up already. There's other families, and we feel like just because they're not paying attention to them, and they're okay. Well, there's more because Robin used to be a former whatever. Eric used to be a former whatever. Virginia used to be a former whatever. So let's focus on these guys. And it's really hard. It's
like,
really
I didn't
difficult.
know, like,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's really
what was going on. I
difficult
was
for
just
us in the
talking to
situation that we're in, and we don't like being in it. It's a-
Two sides to a story.
Yes, yeah.
We've changed
Yeah.
a lot in the past 10 years.
Yes. And my brother, his kids go to every day. They
Yeah,
like to play
that's what
basketball.
my brother
They like playing basketball. Put that in your report. And there's no basketball
Where did
courts
they go
around
to
here.
school?
And,
Oh, in Cardston? Oh,
Took
okay.
them on from there because they're big boys.
Okay. Yeah, that's what they were telling me. So I'm
Yeah.
just going by
School,
what
they
they're
go to
saying.
Cards.
yeah, mine's aren't cards. All our
Baby.
business is here, and plus we don't have vehicle issue, and all that stuff. That's why we stay close to here, and we didn't have anywhere else. Like I said, we were in our car at that weather when
What
it was time to go
about,
up.
like, the town, will they, you guys
Oh,
find
we've
any
been
places
looking.
there?
We've stayed in Cardston for a few years.
Yeah.
And then since then, there's a lot of houses
Yeah.
going up for sale.
Yeah, Airbnbs.
They're turning-
That's what they're
that's what
turning
they're
it into
doing
because it's a tourist town.
Yeah.
So now all the rental units, they don't rent. Us natives are getting a hard time finding rental units,
we're not
and
the
that's
only
what. Yeah. There's other families out. There's 21 people that posted on Cardston
Cardston. If you go on Cardston.
to try find housing, Cardston housing.
Cardston.
And then we all got declined, and we're all the same story. 6 family, 2,000 rent. We can afford it. We're a good family. We're all the same. And then we tried to tell housing that, and because of the squatters ruining it and the landlords ruining it as well. That's why I think everything's been resolved with these Airbnbs, because they make more money off it as well. So Carson obviously is going to go with the profitable side.
Yeah.
So that's why Carson has Airbnbs now, and they don't have rental units no more for us. And that's a big issue, because I heard Carson had a town meeting about it, saying about
So,
these buildings they're
who's
going
you
to do.
guys' worker on the
I have no
Used to
worker.
be
Nobody
Rochelle.
from social
Yeah.
services.
Nobody. I was working with Rochelle from housing. That's who put me in. That's
Yeah.
where I've been.
But you don't work with, like, a social
No,
worker?
no,
Well, like
nothing
I
like
haven't
that.
dealt with any social.
No, we're not even in the system for them to for them to tell you to come here and try to check on us like that.
Yeah.
We're not even in the we're not even in
Well,
the.
our kids were in the system, like I said.
I'm just gonna say this. This goes as far as back my reputation. Eh? That's as far as I can say in this building. When we got here, what's that? Cody.
Cody.
Cody said he didn't want us here because of the drug activity here and the drug dealing here.
Oh, yeah.
And then we told him that we would like to be, and they put us in that little 4x4 room on the side,
Downstairs?
6 of us.
Like a-
We were grateful for it because it was warmer than the
Yeah.
car. It was warmer than the car. Then about a week later, the caretaker that said she was a landlord said she had this place for us if we gave her extra few $100s. So we gave her a few extra $100, and can this go on your note that they didn't give us a stove? They didn't give us a stove.
So we've been
And,
cooking on a hot plate.
Yeah, and then I have 6 kids too. 6 kids that like to eat.
Yeah.
And not to mention the kids the kids all come up here because they play,
Yeah.
and then so a lot of kids come here, and kids like to eat, and
Yeah.
it's a shame that we can't because they don't even want to give us a stove. So I feel like just because of these they got against these 4 families
Yeah.
is something negative because they shouldn't be treating us like that because. Simple as us telling housing to give us a stove and for them to ignore
Yeah.
us and say no, you guys are out on the 31st. No,
But
just
you
ignore
guys
them.
are paying rent, right?
Yeah, up to last month when the lady, the caretaker, we found out wasn't the landlord. Since then, it's been in limbo, and that's when they said there was an eviction notice, right? How can I say it? The result of that meeting last month, they called it a sweep. They called it a sweep. That's what they call it. Anyways, the result of that was them shutting this down now on the 31st. They gave us a 60-day notice on a 41. On day 41, they gave us a 60-day notice. So that's why I said housing, I feel like they blocked us on the emails because we can't get emails through anymore. We wanted to explain the legal basis of it now to tell you guys, okay, well, housing, we need to speak to you guys about this because on a legal stance, this doesn't really feel like it fits. So I feel like housing is doing us wrong because of whatever family
Kind of
name.
weird that, I don't understand why you guys have children and they don't have you guys have social development.
Oh, we've done a lot in the years, and like I said, it's because, like, I've been in the system when I was growing up, right through, there's a lot of things that I went through that system. I tried to talk to the child welfare. Now, the first time my kids ever went through that bullshit was a mistake that not even supposed to happen at the time, but it happened. I was sober at the time working, and they take my kids like that. And these homes that they got brought to, shit getting long-haired child, like it was residential.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, we went through that same thing too. Chopped our daughter's hair off.
Tore my 2 boys up.
Yeah.
To this day, they still have problems, like what they're scared of
Like
shit.
trauma.
Yeah, it's
They
trauma.
don't even trust that. They're stuck by me like glue,
Yeah.
And they're always every day for the first 6 months when I got out of that place and I got them out of there the first 6 months, they were just stuck by me. They wouldn't leave me. They would just stay right there. They would always ask, "Is anybody coming here to take us?" It's because of the BS that I found out, me and my wife, when they got brought to one home. Most people were doing that down in that home. And my baby, my youngest one, he got whipped by the woman, spanked like hard, told to go to the damn room, locked in there, mistreated my kids really bad. So I forcefully went out there when I found out this. I went there and I found those guys were doing that. I opened the door, they were hot. I told my kids, I want my kids out of here now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take them forcefully, with or without child welfare, So I took my 2 boys out of there because they didn't like that.
Yeah.
And when I dealt with them at the time, I told them, you guys should have put my boys in the family like that. We could trust them.
Like a proper.
And this was going on, and my baby and my oldest, they went through a hell of a lot through that, just through that first 2 months being in there.
Yeah, like I said, like with our department, we're not with child, prevention. We're with child protection, right?
Jeez,
They're the ones that take kids away.
Housing is here. We're here clearly for drugs.
Yeah.
So I want you to go back with some input from us.
Yeah.
And let them know how this is being run. The caretakers, Ronald, whoever his name is, I mentioned.
What did you say his name was?
Ronald Bolcalf and Melissa
Ronald
Perchik and that.
Bolcalf.
So I want you to put in your notes. I want you to put in your notes there that they're the caretakers here that were employed by council. And they're the ones with the master keys that allow the activity to go on here. The activity that we're getting the blame for or the backlash from. Because Mr. Fox, which we also recorded, him saying, "Oh, we don't want you there because of drug dealing." I don't know. You gotta talk to housing about that. Anyways, Cody said that Corey, whatever his name is, says, we can't move you families in here because of the drug activity and the drug dealing going on here. And then we get here, which is not even a month yet. It's not even a month, 2 months. It's only 2 months we've been here, and then all of a sudden now, because you tell us that we're here, that there's drug activity and drug dealing going on, now all of a sudden we get the blame for it up here, us 4 families that just finished dealing with the system for drugs.
Yeah. That's not right.
And the bone that we're throwing them today is a clear answer of what they want. They want to know what's going on here with this drug talk.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, as a tenant here, as another former tenant here to back me up, 3 tenants here to back me up to say, oh well, this is how it's going on here. It is,
Yeah,
but
and
this
I
is how it's going
I
on.
did ask Brandon.
Yeah.
Because I met him outside, and I did ask him, "Sir, what's up people going on?"
Yeah, it's not gonna
And
stop.
I told him, all these people live here, or what's going on? He just said, I don't know. Come on.
There's no way we can
That's all
stop
he
it.
said.
There's no way we can
It's like
stop
not in
it.
our
Really,
control.
really.
You know, our washers downstairs got ripped. Someone pulled out our money machine thing. We had no washing down there because of that.
Yep.
We tried to direct housing with that. Housing just ignored us. The reason why I say this is because we got an email down to them,
Yeah.
and then now that this is getting out of hand, our emails for some reason can't be found. They blocked us on the emails and on the phone.
And on top of that, when we were here, this room here was flooded like bad.
Yeah.
We didn't know about that. That wasn't even our problem. See,
Yeah.
like he said, they're the only ones with the master.
Yeah.
That door was locked. And the water was running, the taps were all busted up, water was running.
It was
You know
locked.
what? They turned around and made jokes to me and my wife saying, Les, they said you guys are supposed to clean all that up. If not, you guys gotta get going. And I said, that's bullshit. What do you mean? Like, we had to clean that. That was your guys' and not ours.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times that happened. Me and my wife had to clean that.
Oh my
And
God.
on top of that, when we first got here, the deal was they were gonna renovate
Yeah.
all these doors.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah.
They were gonna do nothing. I had to patch up some windows in here because of the cold.
Yeah.
Shit, my kids were getting sick because the
Yeah.
heat wasn't working fine in there. Like barely blown out heat.
Yeah, they don't work. The heater switches don't work here.
So
Mine's
every now
freezing. We
and
just have a
then-
little heater. us.
Every now and then, we watch it.
And another question is,
Every other
they're
day.
talking about what was it?
Yeah, they said there's asbestos.
Asbestos. Well, they knew that. That's on. The only thing that I talk about. It's all gonna be. Renovate for families like him, myself,
Yeah.
and none of this happened, okay? And if they wanted the stupid problem to stop, maybe they should have got better
Yeah.
management than what they got.
Security.
Yes.
There's not a thing wrong with those cameras right there. Not a thing wrong with them. You know what happened? Remember, Robin, the monitor downstairs? Someone took the monitor thinking it was a laptop and sold it to the drug
Yeah.
dealer.
Yeah.
They're here. All you have to do is click them on.
So
Go
they
to
don't
wires.
really come around and check out the place.
They used to be here every day, but they didn't fix anything. Me and Robert's talking about that. They used to hang out here. Then when us 4 families got here, they stopped hanging out here. But either way, nothing got fixed when they were here. And all we're trying to say to housing is, this is what's going on here. You guys
Yeah.
need to address it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they want this to keep going on. And then just keep the blame on us and keep them here. I mean, like, it's for special needs. It's not for two couples. Ronald has a house up on the hill up there. Melissa has a house, Lila Perry Chicken's old house.
Yeah.
Come on, we don't have a house. We've been on the list for 15 years. 15 freaking years we've been on that list. Waiting for a house. And then give us a flooded, junky looking one where all the rest of the former addicts are. And it's not good for us former addicts to be around each other, It's just, it goes with the steps that we're taking in recovery. And then all of a sudden, standoff has the solution of putting all of us down at the trailer courts and standoff.
That's not a good idea.
How can I decline that and then say that that's their final offer?
Well, to begin with, they shouldn't have, placed other communities in town site, eh? Like, they should have kept them, in their own.
Yeah, because it's not like we're being
Yeah.
picky. It's
No,
an
it's
actual
not
business
that.
here.
It's like I would feel, strange moving to a
Different
community
community.
that I didn't know these people and I was never from there, like I was from somewhere else. I would feel awkward.
And then we heard that's the housing that's the problem they're having with right
Like
now.
I told Housing, like I told Leslie, in the past, we had problems, me and her.
Leslie, I don't like her.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's just it all falls back to her because even though she claims to take a step back and it's Corey and all that, no, it's not. She's still obviously behind that desk because these are the same things that go on every day here. And we're trying to tell her how to fix them. You're like, you don't have to keep focusing on these 4 families. We went through some stuff, addiction, selling. I went to prison. Our kids got taken.
Yep.
You don't think I didn't?
No, not.
Well, not saying you. I'm just saying housing. Housing. Because how can they do that? How can they keep doing that to us? And then we tell them what the problem is, hey? It's the management down here. It's the cameras, you guys. Get the cameras going. Get the doors fixed. Why did the guys come in and take the doors off, eh? They came in and take the doors off. They spent hours here the other week. And then they put everything back on again, just as they did. And then we went back and we thought, oh yes, they're locking these doors finally. At least they're bolting them.
Yeah.
We go back and there's everything that's just still the same. All they do is take them off, put them on. Spend their hours at their pay or however they want to do it. But that's what they did with those doors right there that should have been bolted. And there wouldn't be so much weird, strange activity.
There's a fire.
Yeah, well that's that's what we got thinking too. And then at the same time we're thinking, okay, well, we heard from next door that they got funding, that they want to tear this down and they're gonna expand that.
No,
you know?
that place is gonna get shut down.
yeah, and
They're
then
gonna tear it down. They
So-
have to move too.
that's what we're saying. Is that
Yeah.
we're here, us 4 families, we're dealing with this crap, and we just don't want to deal with it anymore. We don't. And we're trying to tell housing, this is what's going on. But by blocking our number, even as far as emails, blocking our emails,
All right, well, let them know what you guys were telling me and the problems and everything like that. I'll let them know.
me,
I can't.
yeah,
change
I
their
wish
mind
I,
like that.
me and Robin were saying that we're gonna have a barbecue for the last little, when we move out here.
Yeah.
And I was telling Robin if it would make sense if we can put a petition up for people that need this in the future, And I told Robin maybe it would be necessary, and we would do that because we'd rather just have them come in and fix it, the problem, because they're trying to get to the bottom of it, and we're trying to tell them. But how is it that you want to keep ignoring us and then going with with the narrative you guys have and try and make that narrative stick? Because it's not going to work like that. What's going on here is going on here. And we're trying to tell them how to stop it. But if they're not going to listen to us and tell us, give us any feedback, and just send people like us to give us a scare, and it works. It's really worked. Yeah. No, it does work though. It does work though. It does. I'm just saying that is. It's like, wow, why does housing need to send these guys here? And then for you to find out that there's other families here to check on. Yeah. To be technical, 2013.
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah,
I just put in
I know
another
that,
one right
'cause
now.
I tried applying too, and I still get checked.
Yeah.
See, I see that housing is just looking back at that, like, I'm just this kid that don't belong nowhere, doesn't deserve a chance.
We don't deserve anything. That's how they placed us. We don't deserve anything. We got out of the system, we're drunk in the mud, and that's where they're gonna keep us. And that's how we feel, because just these 4 families, there's more.
That you guys, a lot of them are giving up, a lot of them are committing suicide, a lot of them are,
We just lost one the other day down here at the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, right across from Extra Foods.
They need to start opening up their ears and they need to say, okay, hey, you know what? Let's sit down, let's listen, let's hear.
Yeah.
Let's go back on, okay, and let's find this way, step by step, how we can help these guys, okay. Just give them a chance to get a decent home. And
Yeah,
decent
support.
you know?
That-
Don't give
don't-
them a rough
I don't
time
get
from their
that.
past. You
Yeah.
We've already been through it. We don't keep going through it.
Yeah.
know? I mean, I can't ever get over it because of what happened. This is
Well,
like
yeah,
yesterday, you know?
understandable.
But when I started having like guys come from housing to chow off like yourself come, you know, and my kids, I'm gonna stand up 100, 200%. I'm gonna stand, I'm not gonna let nobody touch my kids. I don't care if it's the
Oh,
cops.
yeah, I know.
I don't care.
Oh, for sure, yeah. For sure, for sure.
That's good. Well, with our program, we're trying to keep families together. We don't
That's what they told us. That's what they told us. That's the same thing they told us.
That's our mandate. That's
Jeez, we just want housing to fix this, that's all, you know, they don't like, you know, there's nothing going on here that they don't already know about. They already know.
Well, why did they send me over?
Yeah, you know, like they're just praying and hoping that, oh, well, they're, yeah, you're gonna see all that, that's, no, we're gonna tell you the truth with what's
No,
going on
I'm
here.
gonna report.
Yeah, and.
I see, you know, I have to.
Yeah,
That's my
and
job.
it's difficult because our kids have to, they want to go outside and play, and we had to clean that yard, we had to, so we all got together, us family of 4, we got together, and we went out there, we cleaned it out the best that we could, and it does look pretty good out there. You should have seen it the other day, there's just garbage everywhere. The hallways get like this every other day, but we try our best. But, the mop comes from our house, so we got, you know, and you know, there's cats that come in, dogs that come in. You know what housing needs to do too? They need to start picking up that garbage out there. That's what they wanted to do. It's gonna keep piling up like that. You know, and no, I'm afraid of the tenants. They're gonna start putting the garbage outside their houses, outside, and that's gonna change another thing for this place. We don't want that. We just wanna live.
They want change, or we want change. Or we meet in the middle of that.
Yeah,
Like
they
this-
gotta
like
do
this right
something.
here.
Something's gotta give down there.
This right here, okay, there's how many apartments, okay. They don't want, that's what I'm telling my wife, if you guys don't wanna give us a decent home, you know what, don't kick us out on the street. Don't throw us
That's
out.
where we came from. And now we've only been here for two months, off the street. So we got my baby got to come be comfortable. Maybe that the creator wanted our baby to be comfortable when she came and had a roof over her head. Now she's getting older, which is only 31 days, 32 days today. She's gonna have to move out here in 18 more days.
And we've tried looking at the hotel rooms, that's expensive.
$5,000.
$5,000 for a month. I'm not
And
even
then-
sure if they'll take.
Yeah, and we were saying that, well, if we're doing all this and that, well, how come why are we asking you guys for help then? Since we're these big time drug using addicts, how come we're down begging you guys on our knees?
Struggling.
We're goddamn on our knees asking them now.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with them giving us the same reply of, oh, well, you know, we're trying to keep families together, and we offered you guys this shit house, and you guys were going to decline. We knew you were going to decline it, because if your head wasn't right, you probably would accept it.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. That's how they look at us. Well, they're not going to quite understand the severity of this problem.
Right.
Not knowing, we understand fully.
Yeah.
That's going to fall on our stuff, our electronics. It's going to wreck our couches. It's going to wreck our beds. Sure enough, that's what happens. And then all of a sudden, we're out here. And we're the ones causing problems
I
out
feel
here.
really bad for you guys. I mean, you know, the situation.
And this is the sad part, is we've been going through this our whole lives.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. Is that we're still going through it.
Now our kids have to.
Yeah, now to feel the cycle of it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, we're
know?
trying to stop it, you know, create a better life for them.
And then they got this mandate that says they're gonna back us up on it.
Yeah, support
And
us.
not back us up on it in the end. And just say, oh no, Eric, you just got out of jail. It shows on our record. It says on our records and our reports too that you just got out of jail. Well, yeah, we go to jail. Don't you think I didn't learn my lesson? I didn't know I'd be around my family. People died. I learned my lesson in there.
Yeah.
And I'm a former addict off that down.
Yeah. But you don't do that.
No.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, we had to get better. We had to get right because we weren't going to get our kids back. Weekly drug testing. You can't fake those. So we went through a lot.
You know,
We've been
really,
going
they
through a
should be
lot.
trying to help you guys instead of trying trying to make
Create,
you guys,
like, create
yeah, making you
something.
guys feel more,
Way we are.
like you can't do anything or you can't go anywhere or you can't.
Those houses, those new houses they put up, the
Yeah.
old ladies, Alice's house, and Rick Prairie Chicken Grove house. There's a whole bunch of houses they just put up. One by Clarence's right around the corner. They put up all these houses. I wonder what they would do if we just went in there. I know they would charge us for going in there, but I wonder what our chances are just moving in there. That's what I told my wife. It was just a joke, okay? But I was just saying that. No one's moving in
You
there.
guys don't have a place, then you need a place there.
Yeah, so I don't know, and then we hear about other people getting 3-bedroom houses, single people,
No kids.
no kids, nothing.
Man,
One's even married to a white woman.
I went in, I'm not saying
3-bedroom house for him and his white
I won't
woman.
say the name and all, but 3-4 times. Then they got boxes of their album, they had 4 steps in that same house, right? House and one there, shut it down. Wasn't long later, maybe a week later, they got that house back. Same thing happened here, shut it down. Another day, same thing, they got it.
It happens everywhere. It happens up here. It happens in Standoff. Yeah, it's not like we got that far where people died in our houses, where people were going outside freezing. When did something like that degree help
Yeah.
cause housing to focus on us that much in a negative aspect?
Yeah.
That's what I don't agree with, is why do you guys keep that narrative? It's not going to hurt you guys just to let that out the window.
Let it go.
Let it go, yeah, let it go, because we're just like you in the end.
Yeah.
We're asking you guys, like I said, down near on our knees to assist us in this housing situation we have. And we're not trying to say that we don't see the crisis that's going on out there. We see it. But we're just trying to make our statement and our argument that we've had our applications in for 14 plus. And that's 14 plus years.
And I'm wondering, like, I read something in the paper saying that the government gave like each band so many,
Yeah.
like thousands and
Yeah.
maybe millions of dollars
Yeah.
for housing. But
Yeah.
where's the housing?
Yes, that's the question that'll always remain. And
That's what I don't understand.
I just feel like them focusing on us like this is not necessary. It's not right. You know, it's not legal. It's not anything down there, because the other families out here, wow, that's we know we're gonna do all right.
Yeah.
But we're just wondering now that housing has this crisis going on with this building, and you guys obviously got an answer of how to conclude it and
Yeah.
fix it, and you guys don't want it, but you guys still want to keep coming here and
Honestly, since we've stayed here for 2 months, we've been getting into altercations with the people
the-
down
yeah,
there.
yeah, the
We haven't even
caretakers.
had time to just sit back, relax, rest, knowing that we have to leave this place.
yeah,
This
no,
has been
it's
going
a,
on a daily, and now you come today, and
Yeah,
look what we're going through again.
yeah, this is like it every day. There's something new.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
no,
your
yeah,
fault.
it's just
It's not your fault. It's just what's
it's
been
just-
going
yeah.
on with
I
housing.
understand.
It's what it
Housing's
is.
been created.
It is stressful.
The other day, what cops came.
Yeah, every day, almost every other
day,
night.
They
Yeah.
come, there's no rest here, so I don't see why, come
Yeah,
here.
people come in at nighttime and when you leave the shelter after midnight, they lock it. You can't go back in. So they troop over here with chain fire. It's a trail. Hey, it's one trail, actual trail that leads
Yeah.
from the shelter to the back of here. The fence is cut. And they come in, and then 12 o'clock, they want to drink. They'll drink. We try our best to tell them not to.
Yeah.
They smoke. We try our best to tell them not to.
Yeah, well,
But
kids.
yeah, but there's not much we can do. Our hands are tied. Our hands are tied when we know there's employed management here. And then the way it's being run, and oh wow, it's just they need to get rid of those people, get them out of here, get somebody here that's gonna do what they did before that office, sit down and take notes. Just
I
the
remember
way.
before I came way back, there were still people there.
It was good. It was
wasn't that
good.
bad.
Yeah, it was good because you didn't have all this traffic here, all coming through all nights.
Yeah.
People partying on the stair right there. You never seen that. It's here every day now. Every day. Every day there's traffic here. Foot traffic, even car traffic here. Everything. And all hanging out down some of a party the other day down there.
Like I guarantee you, Logan gave him a shot, me a shot. And his guy was
Somebody.
This place would be turned right around.
All they need to do. You know, it doesn't have to be us. It could be somebody of their liking, you know. Somebody that they know is going to at least clean, you know, take notes. This way the cops can get a proper report of what's going on here, rather than dealing with hearsay all the time. I heard.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
They should have said somebody went up there.
Exactly, but
Or they send someone that doesn't really know.
know the situation, and that's how they do it. That's how they spin it off all the time. They spin it off to someone that doesn't really know what's going on here. Well, you don't gotta listen to them. Just go and we tell you what's going on there. We'll just get protection of it, and this is what's going on.
Well,
Well, we appreciate your time,
You
yeah.
guys call me and everything. but
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't say they're gonna
Yeah,
change their
yeah,
mind.
no, well,
At least
it's
I have
yeah,
that info.
and we had to say this just because we're not going to hear from anybody till the
Yeah.
31st, and we still then we don't even know what's going to happen, you know. Other than do this petition and tell them to keep the lights on because
Yeah.
that's cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
If they look it up legally,
Yeah.
that falls under that category. So for them to do that and shut the water off on the kids is not going to be
No.
right.
Yeah.
Because my baby needs to shower. She has a umbilical cord that it's just slowly healing, hey, but it needs water, it needs attention, and I don't want to be on the 31st and that all of a sudden, you know, oh, geez, my kids, this is my this is the cause for my reputation, you know, and then this is it.
Okay, well, thank you.
Well, we
for giving me
appreciate
all
you.
your
Appreciate you for hearing us
information.
out.
You know, I really
It takes a
hope
lot for
things
somebody
that-
just to come
things
here.
that should get work better or try, you know, change things, but like I said, you know, I just.
No, I
feel bad
appreciate
for
it.
you guys. I wish I could help you guys more or do something like
Well, we'll remember you
change
for
their
sure.
mind.
For sure.
But yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, wicked. Housing sent children protection here for 4 families. That's me, Robin, probably Dad, and Braden, I'm guessing.
Okay, from
And
reasonable,
they
that's
didn't-
the reasonable grounds that you guys are in danger.
That's what they said, yeah. Wow, and I was like, what the fuck?
Like, could CPS just come in and do a child, what did I write?
Child welfare check. They want to do that.
Not unless they have reasonable.
And we
grounds
just
to-
told her everything of what's going on, and she's just like, wow, I didn't even know this is going on. She's like, they just sent me here. They told me that there was 4 families here, and I said, no, there wasn't just 4 families. There's my family. There's
Myra.
I told her there's like 20 families. There's 22 people here. I told her, and wow, I told her it's
She's
shocking.
just blown away.
Yeah, she said she's gonna talk to whoever she needs to talk to, and wow, this is crazy. Yeah, so I'll get back to you on that one. That was fucking crazy. Peace out, guys.